Raw Story is reporting on a story that perfectly highlights the insanity of many elected Republicans in the South. They say, quote, Republican Representative Andy Holt says the Tennessee legislature is mistaken to consider ending an annual holiday honoring Nathan Bedford Forrest and moving his bust from the state capitol because Forrest was, quote, one of the South's first civil rights leaders. Now, in reality, what was Nathan Bedford Forrest? As if you already don't know, he was the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. That would be the opposite of a civil rights leader. That would be the polar opposite. And also here, side note, do they not realize how goofy they sound when they came up with names like that? You can be the Grand Dragon. I'll be the Grand Wizard. Did you guys appoint somebody Grand Pikachu yet? I mean, are you trying to delegitimize yourself even further? I mean, your ideas in and of themselves delegitimize you, but you want to look even more silly? Put your white hoods back on, man. That makes you look... You're adult men wearing sheets that are dresses. You're acting like it's Halloween. Oh, we're supposed to take you seriously. Oh, look at these intellectual, brilliant people here. You're fucking morons is what you are. But I love that. He's saying he's a civil rights leader. He was the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. So let me give you a portion of Holt's article from his op-ed in the Jackson Sun. He said, through Christ, we are called to believe in and celebrate redemption. When we recognize the life of General Forrest, we are doing just that, celebrating the life of a man redeemed through Christ that fought for the rights of black West Tennesseans. Yeah, I'm sure he did. So that's his claim. Here's the reality. Quote, Forrest was known as a ruthless officer for the Confederate Army during the American Civil War. According to the History Channel, in what would become known as the Fort Pillow Massacre, Forrest troops overran Union troops and slaughtered about 200 unarmed men who had surrendered. Many of them were black freed slaves. He cared so deeply about the rights of black people that he slaughtered the free slaves. Again, we covered the story the other day in Alabama. We saw a textbook that was still in use in the 70s. And what did they say? They said slavery was the first form of Social Security. They said, but black people had it better than freed people in the North. That's what they said in the textbooks. People read that. People believed that. So they thought the narrative they thought was, well, the white Southerners were right all along. We've always been the good people. So this guy has fallen victim to that. He believed whatever propaganda he was told about Nathan Bedford Forrest, and now he's making an ass of himself writing op-eds about it without fucking fact-checking. And he's talking about, yeah, the first Grand Wizard of the KKK was a great guy, let me tell you. Civil rights leader, really. No, he's not. You ignorant prick. You've bought into the propaganda. Why don't you do your own research, read about it, find out what he actually is, and then determine whether or not you support him. But the scary thing is that in my mind, I think even if he reads about what he really did, he might still support him. Which shows you how fucked up the South really is in many ways, that people like this still have power. I wonder why black people in the South often talk about still facing discrimination and still facing overt racism. I'm sure they must be lying.